Hey, I'm Nick from Defined Life, and sorry, I had a little pop up there. Welcome to our daily live session for Define My Day. This is Health Week, so we're going to be talking today about diet. Yesterday, we talked about exercise and different uh, resources we can use to exercise, especially if you're staying at home still. Um, Today, we're going to be hitting diet. But my question to you is, did you guys exercise yesterday? Did you get a workout in? Did you walk? Did you do something a little bit more than you were used to doing? I did. So I worked out before our session yesterday. I did chest and triceps, so the backs of my arms. And I did very little weight, realizing that I had really not lifted anything in about 3 months, aside from like furniture, right? And I tried to go very easy. In fact, like bench pressing, I only did 30-pound dumbbells maximum in each arm. Now there's different reps and weights, but I did maximum 30 pounds in each arm. Now 3 months ago, I was benching over 200 pounds, and now 60 pounds has me so sore. Um, Today I did legs and I did no weights for a lot of the squats and things. Now I was squatting over 200 pounds and I was leg pressing 345 pounds, which is the max the machine would go. I'm nowhere near that right now. Squats, I was doing 10 and 20-pound weights, and a lot of them I was doing body weight. Split squats, I was doing body weight. Lunges, I was doing 10 pounds, 20 pounds. So my weights are much lower, and it's not even like my maximum strength is diminished. It probably is, but it's the endurance. It's the ability to do more reps. At one point, I looked at my heart rate today, and I was over 160 beats per minute just doing squats, like a type of squat. And wow, wow. I mean, I just my my arms and my chest are sore. I know my legs. I'm gonna have a hard time walking tomorrow probably. But that's how much like when we stay sedentary for a long time, and I'm not even sedentary. I'm doing yard work. I'm moving. Um, I'm actually less sedentary than I've been in a long time. But I'm not building strength, and there's a big difference between actually stressing out the body and just going about your daily activities. So definitely, my body is much weaker than it was just 3 months ago. In June, beginning of June is when I stopped exercising. Good morning, Janice. Good morning in the user group. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Carrie. Sherry cleaned and took a walk. That's a good amount of activity. Good for you. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Debbie. Angel says, good morning. I planned to get some exercise last night, but really only managed to walk around my car as I waited for AAA for 6 hours. Yikes. That's a long time to wait for help on the side of the road. Or hopefully you were somewhere safe. Um, wow. Sorry to hear that, Angel. One of those things that comes up, right? Just stuff like that's due to happen sometime. We've all been there. Good morning. Missed me yesterday because ironically, you were at the gym for your personal training session. Good for you. Good for you. We have a neighbor here that is a bar instructor, and like her and her husband walk around the neighborhood, and I'm there's so many fit people in this neighborhood. Like I'm like yes, let's go. Like I love being and like I joke around about it, but I'm like the fattest guy in this neighborhood, which I am cool with because I have all the positive incentive to get in better shape, and I have very good examples. Going back to that, you're the average of the five people you hang out with the most. Um, I am looking forward to having positive influence in my life in all corners, and that comes from you guys. It comes from the people I hang out with personally. Um, and it's nice to see so many healthy people walking around, and it's inspiring, and it's just like, you know what? I'm good. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get in better shape. So I'm liking it. I'm liking the positive examples. Um, Brenda says, "Good morning. Yesterday's water workout was amazing. Good for you. Only 4 people in the pool, one in the therapy pool. Social distancing in effect. Very cool. Very cool. And good morning, Kathy. Good for you. Or good morning, Kathy. I was still on the previous comment, but good for all of you that worked out yesterday. I appreciate you joining me. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Today we are talking about diet. I brought all the supplements that I have here. We'll get into that in a moment. But the first thing I wanted to talk about is a delicate subject. Um, and it's a delicate subject on both sides. So I'm going to go back into the comment about race relations for 5 minutes here. Give me 5 minutes, because I see people posting stuff like this, right? They must run out of. I'm sorry. Let me start this over. They must have run out of white privilege when I was born because I had to work my ass off for everything I have. That's not white privilege. I'm by far not an expert in this, but I do want to address this because this is kind of like a dog whistle for everybody in the comment section of whoever posts this to start yelling about, I'm not going to feel bad about being white and I work my butt off. Other people need to work hard too. And that's not what this is saying. Uh, Basically, the easiest way I can say this is that if you work your butt off and you work as hard as you absolutely can as a white person and you achieve whatever you can achieve, if you are black and you work just as hard, you achieve less. And so that is what we're talking about. People want to work hard. People want to achieve more. The bar the bar is lower. And as to how we talk about it in our terms, I go back to that 0.01% of improvement every day, right? So if we can make 0.01 improvement every day and compound that, eventually we have amazing results down the road. Everything that holds us back, that resistance, is stopping us from reaching those goals, right? So that can be anything. That can be hardships that come along, whether you're sitting next to your car for 6 hours because your tire blew out, or it's making a mistake. It's not working as hard as you possibly could. It could be just bad luck. It could be health issues. It could be being short. It could be being born in a environment where you didn't get good education. But when you're a black person, it's the moment you're born, people hate you. Not everybody, but there are certain people that hate you for just being black. And if you come in contact with 100 people a day and say 15% of those people are overtly racist and won't give you the time of day, won't shop at your store, won't promote you, like there's those, whatever percentage it is. It might be 5%, might be 15%, I don't know. There's also a percentage of people that are just maybe a little bit afraid of you or, try to keep their distance. Again, not giving you the same opportunity that I might have. So I know, like, the word privilege to me is a hard word to say. The word privilege to me just makes my skin crawl a little bit. And then when you start adding the word white in front of it, I start going, like, my instinct is to be like, come on. But you have to realize that it is happening more so in other areas of the United States. Some areas are better than others, but it is happening. And so to completely deny that it's happening is not being empathetic to the person it's happening to. So it's for me, it's just a matter of trying to understand where the other side is coming from. And, I know we can do a better job to try to understand. It doesn't mean that, um, that we don't have to take it like to a place where it's toxic for everybody. But we do need to try to find a place where we are all growing together in a healthy way. And that's kind of our goal with Define My Day, right? It's to grow our awareness, to do better in life. And, in the grand scheme of things, we talk about vision. Our country is one gigantic community. And right now, a large portion of it is experiencing hardship. That might be putting it lightly. They're suffering, right? And it is all of our responsibility to help out that community. We really need to stop with the, it's not me, it's you, like the finger pointing, the divisiveness, even the political party divisiveness. We can make this better, but we need to stop trying to attack each other and find reasons why the other one is wrong, and just find a way to work together and be more of a community with a solid, healthy direction. All right. So that is my 5 minutes of, talk for today about that topic. We can get on to diet in a minute here, but let me go into the comments. Rebecca tagged somebody. Hi, Rebecca. I hope the person you tagged likes it. Likes our session. Angel Thomas says, I did not get my car into a parking lot. I have a sunburn because I did not stay in my car, but I just can't sit that long. I don't blame you. 6 hours is a long time. And sunburn is no fun either. And who carries around sunscreen in their car, right? It's like it's not your emergency packet. Like it's not like there in your roadside assistance bag, right? Although maybe we should put it there. Maybe this is like I need to put it on my checklist. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm still learning myself, right? I'm still trying to figure this all out myself. So I don't try to act like I have this all figured out. I just know that we need to do a better job. And so I try to expose myself to it as much as possible, and don't want to go too fanatical anyway. Just try to keep an open mind and learn more, right? And good morning in the user group. Good to see you. So yesterday we talked about exercise. I gave you some resources in the comments. So I hope you check those out. Now I want to get into diet. For me, this is one of the hardest struggles. I find it easier to exercise than I do to diet, but I find it easier to diet when I exercise. You know what I'm saying? I can't just diet for no reason. And in fact, when I'm not exercising, I don't have the amount of calories I'm allowed to have. And then, I'm just miserable because I'm only eating like really healthy food and I'm not enjoying it so much. I'm a barbecue guy. I am a Doritos guy. I like meat. I like pizza. I need to stay away from the pizza, but I like all of the things that are not good for me. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm just genetically predisposed to it, because I was raised that way. Could be a little bit of both. I don't know. But what I do know is that I physically feel better when I eat better. I might not be moaning while I'm eating. I'm probably moaning when I'm eating kale. I mean, I'm moaning and I'm groaning when I'm eating kale. But I'm not moaning in ecstasy like when I eat a pulled pork sandwich or brisket or a steak, right? Because then I'm going, oh God, this is so good, right? But when I'm eating kale, I'm like, oh, right? I get that. But all the other moments of the day when I'm not eating, I feel so much better. I have a more even level of energy. I think more clearly. I don't go into food comas. I feel better. My routine is better. I don't have sugar ups and downs. So diet is an incredibly important component in the Define My Day process or program, because it helps you maintain the willpower, the grit, the ability to keep sticking to your path because you have the energy and the clear thoughts to do that. That's why diet is so important to us, because if we don't maintain a healthy diet, we don't have a solid foundation, the ability to keep our focus on what we really want to do, even the good stuff. Like, have you ever felt like so bad physically that you couldn't do something that you really wanted to do? It's momentary. There's like those momentary instances where you're like, oh, I just can't, I'm too tired, I can't go do that, right? Or I just feel so bad, I can't go do that. But then as we get older and as I get heavier, I can't physically do things I want to do. I can't run with my kids, go biking with my kids, play sports with my kids. And then the unhealthier I get, the more it compounds. And the older I get, I might end up with heart disease. I might end up with joint issues, all these things that could potentially happen that would stop me from enjoying my life the way I should enjoy it. Not to mention that, like, I might not make the good financial or strategic business decisions that I need to make because I'm not thinking clearly, or I might not have the energy to stay focused on what I need to focus on to get the right things done. And the worst thing for me is that feeling you get when somebody looks at you and they look at you and they don't give you the opportunity even to say hello because they see you as being overweight or out of shape and they're judging you for it. And I bring that up in relation to what we're talking about as far as the racist or the racism or the racial issues are. Like, when you see a black person, a lot of people think something. And I can tell you, I've experienced this in the smallest way, going from being overweight to being in shape and then being overweight again. When you are in shape, people smile at you. When you're in shape, people talk to you. It's it's an amazing thing that I never experienced until about 2 or 3 years ago when I dropped 30 pounds and I was 180 pounds wearing 3 sizes smaller than I am right now. And you get on the elevator, and it doesn't matter who it is, guy or girl, people smile at you, people talk to you, people are interested in you because I don't know, it's something. I don't know if it's like an added bit of confidence that you might have. I don't know that it's like an attractiveness, a quality. Like, it invites people to treat you differently. And so, like, should it be that way? I don't, probably not, but that's just the human experience, right? And so I think that, in all of this, like, what I'm trying to say is all of it is part of a whole. And the healthier we are, we attract other healthy people that are also healthy in other ways, whether it's discipline, financial health, social health, relationship health. Like, healthy people are generally healthy in a lot of areas of their lives, and that overall health propels them forward in a healthy way. And so, I'm looking to get back to that overall health because I don't feel healthy right now, and it's a constant battle. And I understand the people that struggle with it. Like that, I think that's what maybe equips me to talk to people about this because I experience it every day. I experience it like I don't want to go work out. I experience that, but I want a bag of Doritos. I experience that like I will have another hamburger. Like, I get that. I can relate. I am not the person that can easily say, I'm going to have an apple all day today and that's it. That's all I'm doing, right? I'm not that person. But I do go back and forth between like wanting to be incredibly healthy and then wanting like that really bad thing and then trying to find that middle ground. So I think that's what kind of equips me to even discuss this with most people. Um, so where do we start with diet? Number one, I think you just pick something that's compatible with you and you stick to it. So if you read, like I've read The Grain Brain from David Perlmutter, right? I think it makes a lot of sense. I don't know that humans were meant to eat grain, right? And he brings up a lot of facts, well, research, I guess, facts, that suggest that eating grain, even if you're not gluten intolerant, is not great for your gut. It's not great for your brain. In fact, there's increasing research that says sugar can lead to, excess sugar especially can lead to brain issues. It leads to high cholesterol. It leads to high blood pressure. You could develop dementia earlier, all from excess sugar. And a lot of that comes from obviously sugar, but white bread and things like that. And it also has a negative impact on your gut health, which also has a negative impact on your brain because there's that mind gut connection that leads to anxiety and depression and things like that. So, like The Grain Brain is a good book that I recommend if you're interested in that. If you're somebody that feels like you might make a move toward a low carb diet or a no carb diet, like not, I shouldn't say no carb. Carbs are good. Like you get carbs in fruit, right? Carbs are good, but like simple carbs, like bread, candy, things like that, chips, that sort of thing. But if you follow that diet, whether it's Atkins or Perlmutter's Grain Brain diet, if you follow or paleo or whatever, you have to get the results that you want from the diet, you have to follow that diet. It's very hard unless you're like really experienced or an expert in this. It's very hard to blend two different diets together and get the results you want. So you want to pick the one that works for you. Now, that might be Weight Watchers. That might be something else you find online. It might be Atkins. Whatever it is for you, pick it and be comfortable with following it. For me, I tend to, like if I'm following a Beachbody program, I'll follow the program that the Beachbody program recommends. So they have like food lists and things you can do. But I've also, after doing it over the years, kind of developed a couple of guardrails for myself that help me better. When I follow my own rules, I end up losing weight, I end up in shape, and I end up feeling really well, feeling really good. Um, but when I don't follow those rules is when I feel bad, right? And I've developed these rules from going through a lot of different programs and like realizing the common components of all of them. So, and I'll talk to you about that towards the end here. But so pick your plan and then follow it. And don't, a lot of people go, well, if I follow it 80%, I'll do okay. A lot of times that remaining 20% is what makes the difference, right? So follow the plan completely. And if you don't like it, if it's not compatible for you, then find another plan that is. But don't half-ass a plan because you'll get half-assed results. And then you get frustrated and then you quit and you say, what's the use? And it feels like you're running uphill and you may end up worse than when you started. You ever done that where you follow a plan, you lose a couple of pounds, you feel a little bit better, but it's still not enough to really, like the pain isn't worth the gain or loss, like, right? Like the pain isn't worth the results you're getting. So then you quit and then your results go like they swing back to the like worse than when you started, right? That's that roller coaster, that rebound, right? We don't want that. So don't make it any harder than it needs to be. Follow the plan that you decide to follow, and then you get the results, right? So if your goal is weight loss, follow the plan for weight loss. If your goal is just to feel better, be healthy, longevity, then follow that plan. If you half-ass it, if you follow it 80 or 90%, chances are the bulk of the results is that discipline for the rest. It's funny, I just thought of that, the Mickelson interview that I talked about the other week. So he was talking with a college player who was trying to make it into the PGA. And, the kid says, look, I really need to get my putting straight. I'm not, if I fix my putting, I feel like I could make it into the PGA. And Mickelson says, well, I'll tell you what somebody told me. He says, you stand at the green, you stand 3 feet away, and you putt the ball You stand there until you can put the ball into the hole 100 times in a row. If you miss a putt, you start all over and start counting from one again. And so the kid asks, or they meet up again like sometime down the road, and Mickelson says, how did you do? And did you finish it? And the kid goes, no. He says, I got to like 45 and I couldn't get any more putts in, so I quit. That's the difference. That's the difference. Following it to completion, following the plan all the way through, gets you to the PGA, right? Following that meal plan all the way through, and not like giving up, or not, you're only cheating on it a little bit and following it 80%. It's the 20% that gets you to where you want to go, right? So you have to find something that's compatible for you and then follow it. All right. Other tips as far as how to make it easier, right? For me, pre-planning is amazingly important. For me, number one, if you pre-plan, you always have an option readily available. You probably maybe have it on your schedule where you're like, okay, at 5 o'clock, I'm going to start cooking, and like you can plan on it. And then you're just sort of, your mind is like ready to go, right? So you've already decided you're going to move forward. But the big thing for me is having stuff readily available. So, whether you have the food like ready to be cooked, or whether you have healthy leftovers, whatever it might be, or healthy snacks, by pre-planning, you're not getting to the point where you're super hungry and then you go and you don't have any healthy options. So by pre-planning, by having things in stock, by planning, like scheduling out your meals, then you don't get too hungry and you have those healthy options, and you're not going, oh my God, I'm so hungry, and you reach for a bowl of ice cream just to satisfy that craving. Because your blood sugar's dropped. We learned it from the book Willpower, right? Your blood sugar's low, your willpower's low, and a decision that you would make in a healthy way in the beginning of the day when everything's normal, at the end of the day when everything's depleted, you're just like, screw it, and I'll fix it tomorrow, right? So when you pre-plan, you can avoid that. You can pre-plan when you eat, you can pre-plan what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat, and you can pre-plan having healthy options around. Now, a big part of pre-planning is meal prep. For us, Sunday is a gigantic meal prep day for us. Lynn will frequently buy 2 bags of kale, a bunch of fresh broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and she will roast all of that stuff on a Sunday. And you can freeze it if you want, but generally we get through it within 3 or 4 days. So it just sits in the fridge, and we portion it out as a side dish. And then all that we need to do is cook the main dish. And even, in fact, on Sunday, we pre-cooked some pork chops and salmon. And then yesterday, we actually cooked some chicken. And we will freeze some of the chicken we cooked. We'll slice it up and then freeze it. But we'll have it available for salads, for a side dish, not a side dish, but a main dish for lunch. And then we have vegetables available for a side dish. So all of the healthy stuff is within reach, so that when we are hungry or when it's time to eat, it's not a big like half an hour cook. For lunch today, I'm going to walk downstairs. I already have the salad pre-made. I already have the chicken readily, it's already been grilled. All that I need to do is put it together, throw a little bit of dressing on it, and that's my lunch, right? And so I know I'm going to eat at 12. I'm not going to be overly hungry. I'm not going to overeat. I already have my portion planned out, and I have the food that, and I have it pre-planned what food I'm going to eat, and I'm going to eat it. So meal prep for us, a big thing. We try to pre-plan as much as possible, and then meal prep as much as possible on a Sunday, and that'll take us through for a couple of days. And then all we have to do is cook the main course, and then we eat like healthy leftovers for lunch or even the next day. So today we're actually eating leftovers for dinner. Tomorrow, planning on it raining, and we're not going to be able to grill. So tomorrow we have pre-planned that we're going to make a stir fry in the house for tomorrow night for dinner. So we have that all pre-planned out. Where we pre-plan that is at the beginning of the week. So a lot of people ask what this is for, right? This page right here was created for people to schedule appointments and things like that. But what I use it for is to pre-plan our meals. And so I only pre-plan my my dinners, because lunch is always leftovers for me, or just a salad or vegetables, right? So day one, we cooked kibasi, we cooked broccoli, and we cooked chicken. Day two, we have salad. Day three, which is Wednesday, we're making stir fry. And then day four is leftovers. And actually, day two is leftovers. We just mark salad in there to sort of say that like that's like the vegetable we're planning on eating. And then on day four, we don't have anything planned for day five. We're going to reevaluate on day four what we have and what we want to eat, and then we can fill out the rest of the week for the weekend. The other thing that this does, by pre-planning it, you don't end up in that situation where there's too much in the fridge and you feel obligated to eat it or waste it, right? That's my personal problem, is that if I see it in there and I know it's going to go bad within a day, I feel obligated to eat it, because I have this like I grew up in a house where like you couldn't waste food. And so by pre-planning it out, sometimes you end up with an overage, but for the most part, you don't end up with too much food. You don't end up throwing it away, and you don't end up feeling obligated to stuff it all down your face. That's what it does for me. Let's see. Let's get back into this. So, basically, for me, as far as following a plan, I think the basics of all the plans, no matter how you figure it out, it's math, right? It's calories. It's, the average person burns 2,000 calories. If you eat 1,800 calories, you lose a half a pound a week. If you eat 2,200 calories, you gain a half a pound a week. That's basic math, right? And the only way you can change that math is by exercising, doing more activity, or that's about it. That's really all you can do. So for me, like I'm on a plan right now, like weightlifting affords me the opportunity to eat like 26 or 2,800 calories a day. So that gives me more cushion to eat while still losing weight. But if I was just doing aerobic activity, I wouldn't have that much of a cushion. The other issue with aerobic activity is that once you stop, your metabolism goes. So for me, by building muscle, it affords me the opportunity to eat a little bit more like I want. It gives me some more extra cushion. But the one thing you want to be concerned with is the quality of the calories you're eating. And I don't know if this is absolutely true, but it seems to make sense for me. I heard this once someplace, and it stuck with me, is that you can eat 2,000 calories by eating hamburgers and chips, right? And not a vegetable. You can eat 2,000 calories sometimes in one meal. But your body's not getting the nutrients it wants, so your body is still going to be hungry. Not only are you going through that sugar up and down, but with all the bread and maybe a Coke or whatever, but your body is also saying, I need vitamins and minerals to operate. And so I just ate all of this stuff, and your body's going, no, I'm still starving for vitamins and minerals and things to operate. So your body's going to say, I'm still hungry. So then you're going to shove another burger in there, or in my case, pulled pork sandwich. And my body's going to say, no, I'm still hungry. And so you're going to get into this cycle where not only is your body saying, I need nutrients, and you're saying, well, here's more nutrients. And it's going, no, that's not what I want. I need more. And so this cycle keeps going, right? And your body's shoving all of the calories into this, right? While still not being able to operate most efficiently. So then other things start falling apart because your body can't repair itself properly. It can't, feed your cells in a good way, while it's just storing fat because it's going to need those calories later, but it's still not operating at the most efficient level because we're not feeding it the nutrients it needs. Vegetables, fruits, stuff like that, right? So quality of calories is incredibly important. And it's fun. I watched a documentary that is promoting veganism, and they were talking about uh, something that actually made a lot of sense in that, like, sure, you could eat so many apples that you gain weight, but it's almost impossible. Like, you could eat 20 apples a day and still not gain weight because, yeah, you're getting a lot of sugar, but there's not that many calories in an apple. You're eating like 50 calories in an apple, right? Same thing with like all sorts of other vegetables. Like if you're eating leafy vegetables, like it's almost impossible to eat so many vegetables that you're gaining weight. It's when you start adding calorie dense things like olive oil, even. Olive oil is healthy, but there's a lot of calories in a tablespoon of olive oil. And if you fry anything in olive oil, you're still picking up all of those calories. So you really have to watch how much of that stuff you're putting in there. Again, it's math, it's basic math, but a lot of the stuff sneaks in there in ways that we don't anticipate. And sneaky is the problem for me. Like I'm a grazer, right? If something's in front of me, I will grab it and eat it, right? So if my kids like don't finish like this little piece of their hamburger, I'll grab it, eat it, and wash their dishes. But there's a problem there because if I do that, if I'm following a plan and I eat my kids one bite of a burger, that might be 50 calories. And that 50 calories, over the course of a couple days, if I do that a couple times a day over a couple of days, I'm eating an extra 1,000 calories a week. In like, it adds up very quickly. And so, you need to watch where things might be sneaking in if you're grabbing a handful of chips or some sort of unhealthy snack, or just maybe your portion is just a little bit more than it needs to be. Those calories sneak in and pile on very quickly. So, like Beachbody has their portion control containers, right? Where you just, like a red container is your protein and you fill it up to the top and that's your protein. But if you add a little bit more, well, all of a sudden you're adding a quarter more than the container holds. And now you've increased your calories by 25% in that category. It's easy to do. It's easy to do. It's easy to cheat and you're just cheating yourself. And that's where we get like, you're not following it 100%, you're following it 80%. So when you're looking at your meal, they say in a restaurant, automatically when the plate gets set in front of you, ask to have half of it put in a to-go container. You've automatically just cut it in half because you feel obligated. You feel obligated to eat everything on your plate, right? So if you automatically just take half of it and put it away to eat tomorrow or whatever, then you just cut your calories in half. And you're probably still going to be satisfied and you're not going to be sitting there going, oh, I can't move, right? So, those, like, and they say an easy way to measure your proteins is you want, a fist or smaller, right? Protein. So like a chicken breast, you want a fist or smaller. But you got to be cognizant of the amount that you're eating. And a big thing is listening to your body. In the book Willpower, he talks about, how we're raised to not listen to the signals that our stomach is telling us or telling our brain, right? And so when we overeat, we're overriding that signal. We're saying, you know what? You're saying you're full, but my brain still wants more. So you overeat, right? You're doing the same thing when you're dieting. If you're starving yourself, you're still overriding that. So trying to develop that mind-body connection again is very important. So when you're feeding yourself, and if you're feeding yourself things that are healthy, listening to your stomach say, I'm full, right? When it says I'm full, listen to it. Or if it's still hungry, then your body's saying I'm still hungry, but what is it hungry for? If it's addicted to sugar, you need to, try to break that addiction and switch to something else, right? So it's craving sugar because that's the addiction it wants. But if we can switch it to something else, and complete this mind body connection and say, yeah, you're still hungry, but I need to feed you something more healthy, then the results, over time improve and you don't feel like this never ending cycle. I've been working on that with my kids too. So like when my kids at a meal, If they say they're hungry, the Italian guy in me says, no, you got to clean your plate. Come on, mangi, right? But the person not wanting my kids to disregard their mind-body connection is saying, you know what, their stomach's telling them they're full. They're full. That's it. Next time we'll give them a smaller portion, right? But they're also not going to be able to go snack a half an hour later. And if they do snack, it's going to be something healthy, right? So we've got to make the good choices through this whole process. Now, for me, one thing that I do to help me out with this, I find it easier to create guardrails for myself. So, for me, no sugar, right? I try to avoid sugar, especially when I'm being really on par with my health. When I'm on point with my health, no sugar. So, and not even Diet Coke or anything like that, because there's research out there that says the body still treats that as if you're getting sugar, and then when you don't get sugar, it starts craving more. So you got to watch even the diet soda. Stick with fruit. Sugar from fruit is fine, but I try to say no to anything with sugar in it. Maltodextrin is something you'll find in a lot of health food products. I try to avoid maltodextrin. In fact, one of the things I learned in clean eating with all the Beachbody programs was that when you're looking at food, if you see anything you can't pronounce in the ingredients, you skip it. And that, if you follow that rule, that has an amazing impact all by itself. Like if you create the rule, if I can't pronounce it, I'm not going to eat it. I'm telling you, it will change your life. Change your life. Find that guardrail for you that you can live with. And the reason is this. Again, going back to the book Willpower, they talk about how people make good decisions in the moment with food. Number one, never letting yourself get totally depleted in willpower and don't have to continuously fight it. So what they mean there is don't have unhealthy things in the house. Make the decision in the grocery store. Don't have to make the decision when you're depleted in your house. So, go to the grocery store with a full belly. And when you're like, in my own experience, I've reached for a box of Oreos and thought, you know what? Nope, don't need them, right? And then later that night, when I'm depleted of willpower and I'm tired, if I want to go reach for Oreos, I have to get in the car to go get them. I can't just walk into the kitchen and pull them off the shelf, right? So make the decision when you're strong and make it easier for yourself. And don't have to walk past them all the time. Like my kids' snacks have to be out of sight, because if I walk past them and they're on the countertop, I'm going to think, ooh, I wish I could have those. And eventually I'll break down and have them, right? So make the decisions earlier when you're stronger and don't tease yourself later on, right? What was the other thing? Oh, I had a thought and I forgot about it. I'll come back to it. So, but yeah. So and that from the willpower point of view, you want to just not let yourself get so depleted that you can't make the right decision. Here's what it was. The other part of willpower. Say to yourself, I can have it later. If you say to yourself, I can never have this again, then you always want to have it one last time and you want to have it right now. But if you say, I can have it tomorrow, and you keep saying that, you can keep kicking it down the road and you can beat that craving. So you can either beat the craving to the point that you don't really feel like you need it after not having it a while, or one day you can say, yeah, I can have it today, right? And then you feel okay because you put it off and you can allow yourself to enjoy it that time that you can enjoy it. So for me, even sushi, right? So I'm walking through the grocery store and they have sushi there, but they always have the sushi with like a ton of mayonnaise on it, right? So I get the healthy sushi, sashimi, right? Because you also don't want all the white rice. So I can say to myself, I'll get sashimi this time. Tomorrow or next week or next month, I'll get the unhealthy one, right? And so I say to myself, I can have the one with all the roll with all the mayonnaise on it next time. And then the next time I go, I can say that again. Or I can make the decision, okay, I skipped it last time. This time I'm going to allow myself to have it, right? Either way, I can be happy with that decision, right? So all of these little like there's all of these little games we play with ourselves. It's all about patterns of behavior and thought. So you just have to kind of change things. And if you can change all of this, it's that 0.01% change every day, right? Compounds over time. If we're doing positive choices, we're changing it a little over time, and it leads to those big results. And so if we can change our eating habits a little bit more healthy every day, then the results the same way. Like I didn't get this big overnight. I'm not going to lose it all overnight. But if I can change my habits just a little bit in a healthy way every day, in time, I will be in great shape again. So that's my goal. All right. So now I want to go into some of the things that I do eat, right? So let's start over with my supplements. So the first thing I do, I eat or I drink a Shakeology shake. So this has like pre and probiotics and a bunch of other stuff. They dehydrate and grind up and blend, and you mix it with ice or water or milk and turn it into a shake. There's like 120 calories in it. I use it as like a meal replacement or a snack replacement. What I also do is I blend in lion's mane, which helps with focus, right? I pick this one up on Amazon. They also carry it at Fresh Time grocery stores. I just put I think it's a half a teaspoon in my drink. 1 teaspoon. It's a whole teaspoon in my drink, and it's supposed to help with memory, focus, and nerve health. Does it really do that? I have no idea, but it doesn't hurt to do it. So, that's the way I look at all of this stuff. It can't hurt, and if it only helps just a little bit, if I add them all together, maybe they help a lot. I don't know. This is acacia powder, acacia Senegal powder. I got this because David Perlmutter recommended it as a way to get fiber. And I don't even know what the benefits are specifically because I couldn't find his post again after when I was trying to research this. But it's just now in my habit. It goes into my shake every day, and this is how I get some fiber every day. Other things I take. I started taking CBD oil. I started taking CBD oil a couple of years ago. I could buy this one in my local pharmacy. The main thing was for me joint health, inflammation. I felt like when I was taking it, I had like a knee and an ankle injury, and I felt like when I was consistently taking it, my joints felt better. There's also other potential things that it could help with. I've also read that it could cause liver damage, so I'm aware of that also. With all of these, make sure you read the guidelines. Krill oil. If anybody takes salmon oil, krill oil is more dense, so I take krill oil instead of salmon oil. Has all sorts of fun things to support heart, joint health, and cognition, this one says. My doctor told me to start taking vitamin D. My vitamin D was low, so he told me to take 1,000 IUs of vitamin D, and it supports bone, teeth, muscle, and immune health. All right, so that's actually doctor recommended for me. I started taking this key mineral supplement. This has calcium, boron, magnesium, iodine, and molybdenum. I don't know. But I started taking it for the magnesium because I was suffering from some major migraines at points. And I needed to find any way to fix it. And I didn't want to take any medications for it if I could avoid it. And I read that magnesium helped. So this was a brand that I trust. And when I do take this, I don't have migraines. And I was having migraines last year when I wasn't taking this. So I'm going to continue to take this. Does it work? I don't know, but it can't hurt, right? I just started taking this. I found it on sale at Sam's Clubs. It's just a multivitamin from GNC. Can't hurt, right? At least I don't think so. I'll show you real quick. It's like some of these are like the Beachbody Packets. They have vegan. This is vegan strawberry, and this is regular vanilla. I normally drink the coffee flavored one, and Lynn drinks the chocolate one. And then she puts in this stuff, PB Fit. You can find this at Sam's Club. So you end up with like a chocolate peanut butter shake. It adds protein and about 70 calories per one. So you have to account for that when you're doing this. But she likes it. It makes it taste like chocolate peanut butter. So that satisfies that craving, right? And if you want to, like what this has, it says it helps you lose weight, reduce cravings, feel energized, improve digestion and regularity. It has protein, amino acids, antioxidants, digestive enzymes, prebiotics, probiotics, all sorts of stuff. So then it has all the vitamins. There's like a ton of vitamin A, C, D, all that good stuff. So I also started taking this Alpha Brain from Onnit. It's supposed to improve memory and focus. When I first took it, it actually made me feel a little bit weird. So I don't know exactly what it does for you. It has a couple like Huperzine A and Bacopa extract. It's clinically studied, it says. It made me feel a little bit weird at the time. A little bit energized, but a little bit weird. That I got over it, and it actually seems to work pretty well. It's not cheap though, so I don't use it all the time. Apple cider vinegar. You ever try that? Apple cider vinegar? That's supposed to be good for digestion. It burns my stomach. So what I did was I found this stuff called fire cider, and it's apple cider vinegar and honey tonic, and it's like I don't know, it's easier on my stomach. It doesn't bother me so much. So you can find this fire cider. I think GNC carries it, but it's also on Amazon. And then I have when I go on vacation, I have my pill package. So I remember what to take in the morning and in the evenings. So that's the stuff I take every day. So what I end up doing, because some of this tastes awful, like this stuff tastes awful, I take it with this. So this covers up the flavor of my supplements. Now, what about snacks? What do we do for snacks? So for me, I try to pick the stuff, again, that has ingredients I can pronounce. One of my favorite things that I use now, I found these at Starbucks last fall, and I order them from Amazon now. These That's It bars, and all that they have are the fruit that's on the label. So this one in particular contains 1 apple and 2 figs. This one has 1 apple and 1 banana. There's also one out there that has blueberry. And so you don't have to feel bad about eating it. It's sort of already chewed up for you. So you don't get they say it's better to have the fruit or the vegetable in its raw form, right? Like natural, because your body takes more time to digest it. But if you just want something quick, a quick snack that gives you the nutrients you need, these things are awesome. The other thing that's really good, Perfect bars. If you like peanut butter, Perfect bars are good. You can find these in you can find them either in the vegetable section or with all of the like the cheeses, like the like cottage cheese, like somewhere around there. You can find these Perfect bars. Now this is coconut flavor. This is chocolate chip cookie dough, and this one's dark chocolate peanut butter. They also have plain peanut butter, but basically it's all like this one has like peanut butter, honey, milk, egg, coconut oil, rice protein. It's all like normal stuff. There's even kale in here, kale powder, but it's all pretty normal stuff. So if you need a snack on the go, calorie dense, so these are 330 calories each. But if you need a snack and if you don't have time to eat, these are a good quick snack. Larabars, also incredibly good. This one in particular is peanut butter chocolate chip. And there are, how many calories? 210 calories in this bar, but it's all generally normal stuff. There's no junk in it, right? So this has chocolate chips, peanuts, dates, cocoa butter, sea salt, and I think there's sugar. Something, something sugar. Oh, just regular sugar, but I don't. There's not a whole lot, right? Now, the other thing that you might have seen recently are these RX bars, and it tells you right on the front what's in these. So this one, 3 egg whites, 6 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates, no BS, and that's a chocolate chip RX bar. 220 calories for one of these. And my last one, my favorite, because I'm a meat eater, I'm a carnivore, these Epic bars. These are not cheap, but they're not a ton of calories. They do have quite a bit of sodium, though. This one is venison, and this one in particular is chicken sriracha. So it's a chicken bar. This one has 130 calories, and the venison has 80 calories in this whole bar. So if you're looking for a quick meat snack, these are better. Excuse me. These are better than your average beef jerky, right? So those are the snacks that I use. The last thing that I tried, this is actually a discipline for me. One of my disciplines is to drink 1 tea per day. So usually it's green tea, like something that has an antioxidant in it. I try to eat things that have antioxidants, like broccoli, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, like all of those sorts of things. But green tea also does. If I don't drink green tea, I drink kombucha. And now it's fermented tea, so you have to want to drink it. Um, there's flavors in here that you might enjoy, but other people drink it and think it tastes like vinegar. I like the ginger one. You can find at Sam's Club. You can get them by the 6 pack in Sam's Club. The ginger one is really good. I also like the Cayenneade. It has cayenne in it, and cayenne is supposed to help you with your metabolism. Whether it really does or not, I don't know. But I drink it anyway. So for me, I do this for the probiotics. I actually really like the taste now. And there's all different ones. You can find different brands that have like Pink Lady Apple. In the fall, there's like pumpkin ones or apple spice and stuff like that. But GT's in particular has a bunch of different flavors. And it's fermented tea. Tastes a little vinegary. Don't spill it on yourself because you'll stink if you get it on your clothes while you're driving or something. It's terrible. But it's supposed to be incredibly good for you, good probiotics, good gut health. So I try to drink either one kombucha or one green tea every day so that I get some benefit from that. So, but that's my stuff. Like this is all the stuff I eat just about every day, right? Aside from the salad and all the stuff like that. My problem is my kids' snacks that they might have like fish crackers around. Don't get me near any fish crackers, right? Or if we let them have Doritos, don't get me near any Doritos. My big problem is cooking out, right? So if I cook out or if I eat out, controlling that portion. So that's my struggle is controlling that portion, right? But we make it. We try to make it. From a snacking point of view, my active like struggle that I'm winning right now is that when I want a snack, I'm reaching for a vegetable. So when I'm hungry in the middle of the day, even if it's between meals, I go for a salad, right? I just eat a big bowl of leafy vegetables and tell myself like this is my snack, right? I have to have that conversation with myself. And and for the most part it works. Sometimes I break down and I screw up, but for the most part it works. And that's a conversation I have to have with myself all the time. But what you really want to do as far as following the plan is make sure that you plan out those times when you want to eat and stick to those times. I think for me, if I say I'm going to eat lunch at 12 and I'm hungry at 11:30, that half an hour of making it there to 12 teaches me discipline. It makes me flex that grit muscle, grow that grit muscle, and it teaches me discipline. And I read somewhere last week, and I couldn't go back and find it again, but that like the person who disciplines himself in what he puts into his body can do anything. And so if you can control what goes into your body, if you can say, I'm disciplined in this manner, then you can do just about anything else you want to do in life. I think that's pretty cool. All right, let's get into the comments because I haven't looked at your comments and I see a bunch of them in here. Yeah, you have another Aptavi user. When my diet is on track, everything else falls into place. Energy to exercise, sleep better, mindset, etc. There you go. A lot of you people using that. I really have never heard of that until yesterday. Consistency is key. If you modify the program, whatever program you're following, you get modified results. And generally, those modified results are... Kristen, do you and your wife do this planning together? We do. So usually we do. This week, we did the planning together. We did it a little bit off schedule because we had a visitor over our house. But that's the goal because we have to be on the same page. If we're not on the same page, then, one of us wants pizza and the other one wants to eat a salad, and the person that wants the pizza wins because the person that wants to eat the salad isn't doing it for fun, But then if you plan out, what happens is like we can say, look, Friday we're going to get Chinese food, or Friday we're going to make pizza or order pizza. If you do that, then we're all sort of in agreement. We know Friday is pizza day, and so then we're both motivated to eat the good stuff through the week. When we're not planning together is when it gets really hard. Julie says, I've been doing Weight Watchers and was doing well until COVID. I wasn't doing Weight Watchers, but I was doing well until COVID. Didn't gain, but didn't lose. Was beating myself up about it, so I had to change my mindset. I planned my meals for the week, but didn't always make them. I'm going to start doing the prep. Hopefully that will get me back on track. These sessions have been very helpful for me, both personally and professionally. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for that. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. And, I've done the same thing. I've put on the COVID-19. Like, I am living proof that COVID-19 ain't just a virus. It's like all over me right now. It's a change in routine. Like everything got blown up, and the quicker I would have adjusted, the more healthy I could have been. That's just one area of my life I didn't adjust. When I lost over 140 pounds, I had to rethink all prior thoughts about food. The habit of chewing is also part of what is happening. I realized that the activity of chewing was sometimes what I craved rather than food. When I was hungry, I always wanted to have a 16-ounce glass of water to break the empty feeling and then make myself wait for at least 15 minutes before I have a snack. Okay, Debbie, couple things. Wow. Second thing, very good insight there. And third thing is you brought up water that I had written down and I forgot to bring it up. Drink water as part of your diet. Drink water. Look, you want to drink the water to break the empty feeling. That actually is true, right? That your stomach won't feel empty if there's water in there. But have a goal for water. That's on our disciplines page because water helps your body act to do things more efficiently. It helps your body be healthy. And like they say that most of us are walking around in a state of dehydration almost all the time. You want half of your body weight in ounces of water. So if you weigh 110 pounds, you want to have 55 ounces of water per day. For me, I'm 200 pounds. I need at least 100 ounces of water per day, but my goal is actually my body weight in ounces. So I try to drink 200 ounces of water per day, and I can usually do it. I pee a lot, but it's really healthy. And when you're drinking that much water, you don't have room for all the other crap, whether it's too much coffee, Coke, or anything else. If you're drinking that much water, you can't drink anything else. Keystone habit. Thoughts on turmeric? Sandy, I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot turmeric because it's not my thing here. I take turmeric tablets every day. The specific turmeric I have to take 3 tablets every day. I have been drinking kombucha with turmeric in it. And I also, at Trader Joe's, they have turmeric shots. I've been taking those too every so often. Turmeric is supposed to be amazing for inflammation. I'm glad you brought that up. Good one, Sandy. Turmeric is supposed to be very, very good for you. I don't have my turmeric pills because I know I have more bottles. They're packed. I can't find them, and I don't want to order more because I have it already. Amy, good morning. Definitely late today. Our dog has been getting us up 3, 4 times a night, so I turned off the alarm today. We'll get back and start over later. Sorry to hear about that. What's your dog doing? What's the dog doing? Tell the dog to chill out. Let you sleep. Love Aptavia, however you pronounce it. Lost 23 pounds and have kept it off for 11 years. I'm a coach as well. A lot of you guys, I really need to look into this more. Carrie, just finished my exercise for today, second day in a row. Yes. Listening to this while exercising worked great. Very cool. Thank you. And Kathy says, I've followed Isogenics for the last 18 months and really like it and their products. They do nutritional cleansing and have most of the supplement types you were talking about. The science research that they do with their products is absolutely amazing. Love it. Very cool. Very cool. So, what we didn't talk about here is cleansing. I've actually done a 3-day cleanse and I did a 3-week cleanse. That was a lot of work. And it actually, I felt really good. I lost a ton of weight. And I actually didn't lose as much weight as I thought I could, but I got a lot slimmer very fast. And it was practically vegan in week 2 and 3. I really didn't have any cravings like once I got through it. And I think that was the most important thing. It's not that I was cleansed by anything. It's that it like reset all my cravings. And it was really nice because it helped me maintain a really good habit. It's just when those bad habits started creeping in again that I got unhealthy again. Rebecca, yes. Aptivia and your coaching have been critical to my well-being, including mindset. I pair my health goals with define my day, such as focusing on drinking more water, getting in a walk, or planning my meals better. Very cool. Very cool. Kathy, I use isogenic shakes in the daily supplements. Love the products. Very cool. Frozen veggies can be yummy. That's my thing. That's my hack for vegetables. I keep like we'll go to Sam's Club and buy their like 6 packs of frozen vegetables, right, and keep them in a freezer. If I'm looking for a snack, I get a whole bowl of frozen broccoli, throw a little bit of butter and maybe a little bit of salt and pepper on there, and that's my snack. And it works. It works. It fills you up, and it's filling you up with nutrients. Even mixed vegetables, green beans, peas, corn, and carrots. It really works. And if you go to the grocery store now, they even have like the protein ones where it's like 330 calories per package, and you're getting, some like, like there's some good grains in there, but then there's also like spinach and kale and all this other stuff. No garbage. Really, really great. Like I'm craving something, but I want to eat something. I'm going to eat something. I just need it to be healthy. Great way to hack that. Absolutely great way to hack that. Rebecca says, love the like-minded, goal-oriented goal here. Awesome. Thank you. Very cool. Janelle, thanks, my friend, and thank you for introducing me to Define My Day. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming by and checking us out. Sandy says, last night I drank golden milk, very turmeric heavy, and slept like a baby. Really? I have to think about that. I'll have to look into that. What is it? Is it just turmeric in milk? Interesting. I know my father-in-law he's in his 80s and he just mixes up turmeric and a couple other things in a glass of water and just drinks it. But I think with turmeric, you have to pair it with curcumin or your body doesn't digest it or something, I've heard. All the turmeric supplements I take have all had curcumin with it. Sherelle is using Plexus products for gut health and weight loss. Awesome, Plexus. I may have heard of that at some point in the past. I'm not very familiar with that one either. Awesome, very cool, thank you. Big difference in taking fat-soluble supplements and water-soluble ones. Vitamin D needs fat. Other vitamins need to be combined with others to be effective. If you put a vitamin in a glass of water for 24 hours and it doesn't look dissolved, that's what happens in your body and you're wasting money. Yeah. I need that recipe for golden milk, or is it a product? Yeah, share that out. Let us know what's going on there. Turmeric needs a little bit of pepper to bind with it or you aren't getting the effects from it. So there you go, right? My doctor educated me on that, right? So you can't just throw turmeric in a glass. You have to have, I guess it's pepper. Curcumin, I don't know. Is that pepper? I don't know. And I've always been a coffee drinker, can drink a cup and immediately go to sleep. I can't. If I drink a cup of coffee after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm up all night. My wife can drink 10 cups of coffee and go to sleep. So now I drink a cup of water after each cup of coffee. I also have a 24-ounce water bottle that I drink 3 a day in addition to the after coffee amount. I was told by a nutritionist that when you drink that much water, it will flush out the toxins and impurities. It was for me. So I don't know if it's proven that it flushes out toxins and impurities. I've heard the same thing. I believe that it has to, right? I mean, that's the whole reason, like, you have clear pee. Like, it's the toxins are being flushed out, and they're diluted in the water. And the whole concept of water allowing your cells to operate more efficiently, that's where that all comes from, right? So I believe that. I don't know. I've never seen a scientist come out and say, yes, this does that. But I don't know that I've actively looked for it either. Kathy says, I do 1 day cleansing a couple of times per month. I love the reset that it does to my body. Very cool. Still struggling with a week-long food planning, but chipping away at the process. Just hard for me right now. Yeah, it's a habit you got to get into. It's a good habit, but it does take a lot of work. And you can fall out of it real hard too if you don't like ease yourself into it. So, it's a great habit to have. So really recommend the food planning. But even like trying to pre-plan a couple of days, like we do. We like to do an entire week, but like this week, we're like, let's just see where we are on Thursday and go from there. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, last one, and I'm gonna head out because this is the golden milk one. Golden milk recipe, check it out. I used hemp milk. Also tried oat milk with the ingredients here. And there's a link there for you. So very cool. Very cool. I'm going to have to check that one out. And I got to find my turmeric. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I hope your diet goes well today. I hope you have it. Not dieting. We're not dieting. We're just having a healthy diet. And so I hope your diet works out well for you today. Find one you like. Stick to it. And let's see what those results are like. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Keep moving forward. And I will talk to you tomorrow.